In this fourth of 8 podcast episodes, revelations about the very nature of our reality that will shock not just those of you in the class of 2038, but all citizens of the Dome networks. First, a nation plagued by the president's recklessness is blindsided by a very literal and lethal pandemic, with a sadly predictable White House response. But just then, a time travel phenomenon diverts all Earth history onto a parallel timeline. Professor Martin Taylor's live recorded presentation unveils startling details on the origin of our own reality. That's now in Metrodome Musical, Episode 4, The Teflon Don and Going Viral.
Thanks. So, Trump's packed the court and his cabinet with partisan hacks. He knows all the best people with all their own agendas. I mean, it's the wild, wild West Wing, and enemies abound. On the left and the right, mainstream media, even spies in the White House. Oh yeah, the New York Times ran a staffer's anonymous op-ed declaring a secret resistance within the administration. For any other president, it'd be a mark of disgrace, indelible as a forehead tattoo. For Trump, it was Wednesday, a trickle from a fire hose of chaos. But in his fevered mind, the fears were unshakable. Who is it? Is it even real? For this president, it was a bizarre and singular feeling. A thirst for knowledge. As I rise when the morning's done, I wonder who stabbed me in the back today. As those liars, the Times quote the traitors inside. It's a true, dishonest disgrace. If we expose those moles and crooked Hillary, we will learn as they burn to the third degree of the real collusion gate. How deep is the state? Is the state? How deep is the state? America needs to learn, 'cause it's terribly unfair to me, writing things down that I just cut loose and said. It's fake news if it sounds bad. Now Trump would call his top advisor, the one most brilliant at saying exactly what he wants to hear, Sean Hannity. When the man rings me up at home, triggered about what Anonymous said, I say, big guy, don't cry, get in your jammies and I'll spin the story as you lay in bed. So they say there's a villain in your midst. We need those heroes like you don't exist. Now just how investigate? How deep is the state? Is the state? How deep is the state? We don't even need to learn, 'cause conspiracies are what we use to break discourse down. You don't need to know policy to tweet Oprah wiretapped me, Donnie drift off to sleep. 'Cause if it keeps your base irate, the deep state is great. Well, these mystery op-editors trying to childproof a White House may have dominated headlines only for a few weeks, but not so for the left-sider's new would-be superhero, chosen to lead an investigation on Trump's Russian collusions, as previously mentioned. About to do some guitar picking here. He shunned the spotlight, but let's meet the G-man I call Robert Bob Mueller. Bob Mueller is a very smart man, but he's quiet as a sleeping monk. Bob Mueller is a disciplined man, redacts antagonistic junk. I kinda wish I had some juicy stuff, but it's dry and impossible to spoof. Oh, here he comes with his big report. What the hell's he mean that there's no proof? Oh crap, well that's all! Yeah, sorry. But no collusion? What? Worst episode ever. Still gets to me. Can't ruin another Pete Townsend impression. Okay, just give me a second. Tina, could you play some Shankar or something like that? Oh, you're way ahead of me. Thanks, Radar. Elohim Shante. Chiba, Chiba, Maui, Wowie. Okay, thanks, Tina. And thank you for bearing with. Your folks would understand. Well, for months, the nightly news had gobs of evidence on collusion, but somehow Mueller found none. One defense was that Trump didn't know how to collude. If he's dumb as shit, you must acquit. At least Mueller left a roadmap for prosecution on obstruction, a roadmap for chauffeured geezers who couldn't work a GPS. Was it possible that Trump didn't collude? His campaign was really just a publicity stunt for his dumb brand. He didn't even think he could win. Certainly didn't want the job. But come on, his ego would need it. He's that bride, doesn't really want marriage, just needs a wedding. Now, Putin wanted it. Putin played 3D chess, while Donnie was playing Candyland and eating the game pieces.
Lord Licorice, terrific guy, doing a fantastic job. Many voices in my head are saying.
Even when Trump was later impeached for another collusion, it seemed nothing could slow his roll. Until in 2020, shit got real and fast with a massive global pandemic. Every expert warned that a lethal coronavirus was sure to hit our shores and explode without coordinated testing, tracing, and containment. Oh, Tina, the hologram chorus? Little help?
You booted up?
Yep, virus number. You know the one. Let's hit it. 2, 3, 4. Our commander and role model responded with what you'd call intellectual distancing, with an inspiring message, a call of duty for all citizens to just chill out until it goes away, like magic, evoking the very spirit of Captain America in Ultron when old Cap said, "If you get killed, walk it off." I said, go out if you want to go to work or go out and play. Don't you worry about Corona. Pencil, pray this new strain away. Kung flu virus don't bother me. I'm in the zone everyone wants in. Don't need pandemic threat departments. I should can them with a shit-eating grin. And it'll never catch up with me. The most important of American lives. 'Cause this will always seem like a miracle. 'Cause I need it to. I'll succeed by some miracle. Just believe and it's true. Wait and see the big miracle. It's for me, not you. I said I wanna keep our numbers low. Cruise ships can stay sick offshore. So the stock market stays like Melania. It doesn't go down anymore. You know the White House always wins. And I always give my own best advice. So I bankrupted some casinos. You never know till you just roll the dice. I've had beginner's luck so far. Those testing kits to save American lives. The plan was flawed. Mistakes were made. With the rapid spread, Trump lost some support with right-siders, but only in number from fatalities. Percentages among the living held steady, as did resistance to masks and distancing. Immune to corona? No, but science and facts? Oh yeah. Then, something out of science fiction. The astonishing intervention of a time traveler from the future, a man named Daryl Strickland. This man, ending the crisis and changing the entire course of history. The breakthrough was thought to be an urban legend, but ladies and gentlemen, I've been authorized to officially announce, through recent study of wormholes and forensic evidence, it has been proven true. Time travel for human beings is not just possible, but achieved. As a result, we are living in a history timeline altered from the original one before Daryl Strickland, discreetly and with no fanfare, changed everything. Precious little is known about Strickland, a right-sider, age 58. He transported to 2020 from his original timeline's 2042 to deliver the cure to help his hero Trump. Most likely to spare him the crushing shame over senseless American deaths. Kidding, of course. Probably losing the election or crowd safety rules nixing his tour of improv comedy rallies. Oh, so funny. A little history on this cure. In March 2020, the formula turned up mysteriously at the CDC in care of the president. Strickland, who'd made the anonymous drop, could never divulge anything about his mission or the future that he came from, as his single day back in 2020 was cut tragically short. After his CDC drop-off, Strickland visited the Atlanta home he'd once lived in to high-five his younger self about owning the libs. Smelling a cookout, old Daryl entered his backyard where younger Daryl, a staunch gun rights activist, shot his older self on sight. Young Daryl seemed unfazed by his doppelganger's gruesome death, quoted on local news, "Sign says private residence. That's on him." Until recently, no DNA tests were performed, but the exact match confirms it all. Time travel, you guys. Don't try it, it's super illegal. And things got personally crazy for me. Just as Strickland's role ended, mine began. I was actually hired to help promote the vaccine to help with a certain marketing challenge posed by its unusual delivery methods required application. An injection by loose definition, it was technically a suppository requiring deep insertion, making it less than palatable for male homophobes. Job right up my alley. Gross pun apology. Now, of course, great branding starts with a catchy name, so check it out, America, the wonder suppository you're gonna love as required by law. It's the all-new colon-19. Here's colon-19, the COVID vaccine. You'll have to take up in there. This disease is too dire to turn it down, 'cause Don was too dumb to care. Receiving colon-19 feels a bit obscene, but bottoms up everywhere. Some disease was too dull to be much fun, so D was too dumb to care. No need for that purse filled with Purell. Surely Walmart will let you return those 86 rolls of Cottonelle you hoarded the minute you heard we had COVID-19. Get your whole colon cleaned. Yeah, take it right, well, you know where. 'Cause disease is too dull to be much fun, so D was too dumb to care. Oh, colon-19. The jingle went, you might say, viral. Look, most people couldn't wait to take any drug that worked. I didn't exactly save the world, but I helped the people who helped, I guess. But I knew that I was also helping Trump, and was disturbed at how mixed those feelings were. They were easy to rationalize. Suppose dumb luck didn't fix his next disaster. How many good people could go down? Who knows? But no, regardless, being part of any victory for him was painful in a way that didn't sit right. And then I landed another problematic gig. Trump, ever the sore winner, went on a 24/7 schedule of throwing his own poop around the monkey cage. Mostly at the primary candidate for the left that Trump feared the most, former VP Joe Biden. Screaming and tweeting day and night that Biden was, a con man with dementia, an impulsive, incompetent tyrant with raccoon eyes from a cheesy spray-on tan, who projects all of his flaws onto others. So I was hired by the Biden team for an anthem to help maintain public confidence in old Sleepy Joe. Now, I was a Bernie bro and a Warren fan. I had no fire for Biden, but his party prestige reeked of numbing inevitability. So I figured, what's the harm? My lyrics subtly undermined the message. I practically tried to get fired. All right, chorus of disapproval, one more number. Thanks for hanging out, you guys.
Sure, sellout, traitor, limousine liberal.
Now, below the belt, this did not rally the troops. It's so low energy.
Well, even Jeb Bush called it a dud, so...
Exactly, it changed nothing. And dude's momentum was slow and steady like a tank. You can't rev it up, and you can't slow it down. The packaging was just too strong. In fact, that was my whole pitch. A familiar face, nostalgia for better, simpler times. And don't you just love a good comeback? Yeah, eventually no one, especially fellow candidates, could deny the imminent threat of Biden's rise.
You can't hide from Biden's rise. Boomers like those old school guys. You take that final primary prize. Oh, you can run, but you can't hide from Joe Biden's rise. You know this guy, he's been around a long time. He's in deep with special interest past his prime. But lots of people find known quantities of comfort. It's hard to beat evergreen brands with a long shelf life. When Joe Biden's eyes are smiling, there's unsettling mystery there. Is it pints he's been imbibing, or some colleagues' perfumed hair? Oh, you can't hide from Joe Biden's rise. Barack's gone bye, but he was his vice. His future's bright, like his teeth, hair, and eyes. Oh, you can run, but you can't hide from Joe Biden's rise.
In the next episode of Metrodome, with the COVID-19 pandemic snuffed out, America One's new timeline branches off dramatically from the virus's uncertain fate. Trump's attention returns to a border wall he promised his base, and he sets off a demented hoax. That's next on Metrodome Musical, Episode 5, Wall or Nothing.